We're finally back.
So do you want to address the subscribers, our goals and our objectives and all that? I mean,
I don't have their address, Jesse.
No, I mean,
Hey everyone on YouTube, thanks for joining us. We're back on the floor of our living room. We managed to get our goal of 50 subscribers. We're up to 62 now. And to repay y'all, we decided to make a knife video to display over 40 knives that we've collected since we were young chaps. Most of mine are new. I don't have as many as Jesse here. And he's got some really interesting knives as well. Balisong, switchblades, knives with wolves on them, wolves with knives on them, the whole shebang. So without too much more talking about it, let's describe some of our favorite weapons.
All right, yeah. JJ, do you want to go first, or
yeah,
should we?
Yeah, I do.
Whatever.
I'm gonna get something out of the way. Is this machete here? It's called a Black Eagle knife, and I've never used it for anything in my life, but it looks pretty cool, and I keep it by my bed in case I need to chase out a bear or something like that from attacking me in my sleep. One thing I've noticed with this knife, and you'll probably see it too, is that I took off this wrapping on the handle to take a look at what the handle looks like underneath. And what you'll find is that they took out like a 3-inch long piece of steel, about 1 inch wide from the handle. So this handle is just a little frame of 2 pieces of steel, which is the reason that I wouldn't suggest it for anything, because it would break in your hand probably. But it is cool looking, and I want to throw it. And if you want me to throw it, you just let me know, and I'll throw it through the air.
Yeah, comment if you want any of these knives to be thrown, and maybe we'll throw these things.
All right.
I've got one more knife that's not out here also.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Jesse's gone. Let's go over another knife. This one is a knife I got given to me most recently. It's like a fast action knife, or whatever you want to call it. I like it a lot. It's got a little bit of play in the blade for a folder, so you might be able to hear that. That's not good if you want to stab something with it. But it's super fast. Jesse's spilling his water.
I've got these, I'll get these big ones out of the way too. These machetes from Belize. My dad used to travel around and do videography, so he would go to these places and get these, yeah, like Belize. And the sheaths are cooler, I think, than anything here. And the steel of these is good. It's good, hard steel.
You sound like a chef.
Yeah, sound like I'm about to cook some humans up.
In the jungle?
In the jungle.
Now you might have noticed, and you will definitely notice by the end of this video, that these aren't all knives, because these are nunchucks. And these are my favorite weapon that I have. I like them because they used to be my dad's, and they're passed down to me, so it's like a martial arts legend. And they even have my initials carved on them, which are my dad's initials too, so there's a little bit of extra significance there. And nunchucks are a very cool weapon and very dangerous for people sitting next to you. So I did my chucks. What do you got? What's another cool knife?
This is a nice leather little sheath. I'm not sure if it's actual leather. And then it's got I think that's like either a walrus bone type of handle. I hope it's kind of not ivory, but it feels pretty...
It's definitely a real type of bone.
It's a real type of bone, but it's a pretty old knife. I've had it for a long time.
It's like a sacrificial knife, like you'd use that in some sort of
yeah,
some sort of ritual sacrifice. Really no markings on it either to denote where it came from.
No, not really. You
have a lot of knives like that, where they're just knives that, that's what they are.
Handles plain, yeah. My dad got a lot of these knives.
Moving on, you guys have seen this. SOG Fast Hawk, aka the SOG Slow Hawk if it's in the holster. This thing is great. It's fun to throw, but it's not a full tang blade, so it's not top of my list. But I keep it with me when I go on camping trips and stuff like that, and it's great for taking down small pieces of wood to burn or use to make a tent.
JJ can hit any target with that axe.
Probably, well, maybe not any target, but
you've got another camera there, and I haven't even
looked at it.
I don't know if I set this up correctly.
Here, let's take a look.
Hey, this cowboy knife here, and this has a funny little. I like the little tassels that come underneath it. It's real leather, and it's kind of like a matte material. It's
suede.
Like it's a roughed up. Oh yeah, it could be suede. Yeah, it's a roughed up kind of fuzzy feeling. So it's nice texture to it, and if you see, the tip is broken off from mistreating it back in the day, but as I've always thought, you should use your knives You shouldn't let them sit on a display for too long unless they're very cheap. But so I don't know exactly where this thing came from either. It says Pakistan.
Ooh,
says
Jesse
Pakistan.
working for ISIS.
So this, well,
That's also xenophobic profile.
ISIS. So this one's from Pakistan. It's called Old Smoky on the blade. So obviously this is like a Western cowboy type of inspired knife. I don't use it too much anymore.
It's just a memory now.
Just a memory.
Keeping in the axe family, you guys have seen me throw this a couple times. The Trailhawk, Cold Steel Trailhawk. This thing is really sweet. It does a lot of damage, and the blade's real thin, so it like pierces into targets super far and destroys my target. So, and although you can remove the head, I can't right now. It's also got a pommel on the back. This guy here. So that's for like hammering things in. So this is good to have, you know, even just to put stakes in a tent.
I'll do another axe here. This is my Fisker's X7 axe, and it's got like an ABS plastic, really sturdy handle. This thing feels like it'll never break, but I'd like to see. Maybe it will one day. And it's actually pretty, it's not that sharp. I hit some nails with it, so it's pretty dented and dull, but it's a good steel. And it's a high quality hatchet. I like this thing a lot.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like a future, that's like a space hatchet you'd have.
Yeah.
You know, for when you gotta peel open the side of a spacecraft.
This is a hatchet for, when you're on Mars.
Yeah.
Survival hatchet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, we've done a video on all these knives that I'm gonna show you, so redundancy alert. This is the
abridged.
Wesley Hibben cloak throwing axe, which is one of my favorite weapons. I probably said that about everything I hold up. But this thing is really sweet. One of the things we didn't show in the video was my favorite feature of this is that it's also a musical instrument to some degree, or like a bell for whom the bell tolls. I don't know. But I love that thing because it throws really well, and it also has a super thin blade, so it destroys your target pretty quickly. It had a tip similar to this bottom one here, but up here, that thing eventually bent, and I don't know if in the last video I went over it, but I actually ended up going over it with my angle grinder and just cutting off probably about a 2 square centimeters worth of material off that, and it's actually held up a lot better since I've done that.
Yeah.
No longer bends.
One solid piece of metal, that thing. It's a nice axe.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
There's no distrust in that. You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah. So I guess I'll do this military knife type thing. I got this just on Amazon not too long ago, but I like the sheath because it's got a lot of little spots that you can connect it to things. And then it comes with a little sharpener inside. And then the knife is kind of that classic US looking army knife. Is what I'll call it, but I don't know exactly. And the handle's a nice rubber handle, and it feels very sturdy. It doesn't feel like something that's gonna break if you stab with it. It's a pretty fixed knife.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed about that knife is on the bottom, they made sure to leave the pommel open so you can see the tang of the knife come all the way through the back. So you know that it's a full tang
That's true.
blade. And it's easy to cover that kind of detail up because it doesn't look maybe as professional, but it lets the person using the knife know that it's not just a blade attached to a handle, that the tang actually goes all the way through.
Yeah.
Which is an important feature of a knife you intend to use.
That's true. And this is a Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson Search and Rescue is what this one's called.
Search and rescue some dinner with that knife.
Search and rescue some dinner.
Probably a bunch of people are wondering what the fuck this thing is. Once again, did a video on this blade right here. This is the, it's not even worth remembering the name of it, Rogue River Tactical Tomahawk. And in the video I said that I'd turn it into a spear, and I went through 2 different, I think I tried twice, and I ended up making a spear, it broke, and then I ended up making a spear, and it broke, and then this is what's left, is a bunch of metal attached to an old rotten piece of wood, and it's great. Great job, Rogue River. Thank you. Sponsorship for your shitty knife. I'm just kidding. I will turn it into a spear one day. We'll do a video if you guys want to see it.
Yeah,
and I'll hurl it across the backyard.
It's amazing. Yeah, we actually started filming, and we rigged up a cool target out there made out of wood with a thick yellow belt holding this target together.
Like a martial arts belt.
Like a martial arts belt. And I should have been filming, but JJ throws the spear and chops directly through the belt, deconstructs the target, and it was awesome. I wish I had gotten it on camera. It was awesome.
That was a good day.
It was a good day. You wanna do the Malay knife? Or?
Oh yeah, we both. Austin, our buddy Austin Fitz, went to Spain and got us some sick knives, and he got one of the same as well. So we all have this. I'm holding up the sheath instead. We all have this Malay knife here, which is a sturdy fighting knife, that's for sure. It's got kind of like a, I don't even know how to describe that, maybe like a Gurkha pattern or something, or like a style to it with the thick end of the blade out in front. But it's sturdy as hell. I've never really used it for any hard work, but I trust this thing in battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's
super
definitely
sharp.
a fixed blade. You can tell the tang goes deep in this thing.
Another rubber handle.
Yeah, nice rubber handle. Very comfortable rubber grip. And it's Malay is the name of the manufacturer, I'm guessing. But it's a great knife from Spain, right? It's a Spanish knife?
Yeah, and the sheath is also top quality, which is nice. Sucks to have a nice knife and a crappy sheath.
Look at that blade.
Yeah, that thing's nice.
It's probably
only $99.99 right now if you order now.
Yeah.
$999. I got this knife, another gift someone gave to me. One of my former students gave me this little tiny Gerber knife. And this thing is cool. I've used it actually as a tool, scraping off a gasket from my El Camino from the water pump. And it was really tough to get in there with any knife any bigger than this. So it was really fortunate that I had this knife because it allowed me to get that gasket off and put a new one on. And it's still super sharp actually from scraping up against steel, so I'm happy to have this one. This little Gerber knife, and it's like, it feels like surgical steel almost because this thing is really tough. Super tough little knife. Please like, subscribe. Sharing would be huge if you think that you know people that would like this kind of stuff, and especially if you want to see us go out in the backyard again and throw or hurl any of these things in any irresponsible fashion. Let us know because we'd love to make another video.
Should we scream something?